Now, last month's reading, I tapped into what the other half were feeling. Did I regret it? Possibly a little bit, but in the end, you know, it can't be denied. There are real feelings involved, no matter what is going on with those two. It's just, it may not be as fairy tale and pure and happy as what the world thinks. So, yeah, I'll just ask, do you guys want me to do that again? Tap into the other half? So a few readings on the side have shown that things aren't as rosy as people think. I've even looked into like what the mothers are thinking. Yeah, let's just say, you know, they're supporting their sons, but both of them hold concerns about certain aspects. In particular, about all the arguing, all the conflict that goes on, including the inner conflict that I think possibly one of them at least is aware of in both of them. Anyway, nobody's saying anything, so should I or shouldn't I, guys? Last time I didn't really wait for your answer, but you know, because of the kind of reading we got last time, I feel like I should ask. Because it could make some people uncomfortable. Still nobody saying? Alright. In that case, let's start with MewGulf anyway, because we just did their reading, so it's only right for us to begin with them anyway. So think about it. Think after we finish MewGulf with the tarot, then you can decide if you want me to continue with the other half. Okay? We should have full picture. Okay, Elizabeth. I'll keep that in mind. Alright, so let's start with MewGulf. Hang on. I read somewhere that you should cleanse your deck now and then. So this is Goldie, by the way. I've called this deck Goldie. I've given names to all my cards, all my decks. This one's Goldie because it's got the gold trim. So, yeah, right. Now all the negativity should be gone, okay? I don't know if that works or not. I'm just doing it anyway. It's a novelty for me. Anyway, alright. How is MewSuppasit feeling towards Gulf Kanawut right now? Now, I just want to say, because of what's happening with his new single title, what he could be feeling for Gulf right now could be anything. It could be if he meant it all the way we think he did, then it could be something happy. If he didn't mean it, and it's just another one of those, you know, annoying Waanjai universe pulls, you know, tricks, then he could be annoyed. He could be frustrated. He could be like, why me? Why is this happening again? This has nothing to do with him. Why is it all being pointed towards him? It could be. Just saying. Anyway. Alright, so how is MewSuppasit truly feeling towards Gulf Kanawut right now, please? Goldie? Can you tell us? How is MewSuppasit feeling towards Gulf Kanawut right now? And please don't make me count too many times today. You know, I'd much prefer if you either drop a card or flip a card, whatever suits you, Goldie. Just please don't make it look like I have to keep counting. I will trust whatever comes out of these cards. So how is MewSuppasit feeling about Gulf Kanawut today? if at all. Oh, I said that and look what happened. Alright, we got 2 cards. What have we got here? Oh, I just realised I haven't got my find out. Let me just grab that. Oh, by the way, the last reading I did, that didn't involve the big Lenormand reading. I did something with the first card that I turned over, or something, or the bottom of the deck. I vaguely remember. I'm not going to do that anymore, guys. If it feels right on the day, I'll do it. Like, I'm not saying I'll never do it again, but I think like it's not an extra step I need to take for every reading. That's what I think. All right, so we have 2 cards here. They both came out upright. We have 6 of Cups and Queen of Pentacles. Now, interesting, if you look at this card, this is a Scorpio card, and this is about familiarity, happy memories, reminiscing childhood memories, innocence, joy, nostalgia. Kind of the perfect card for me to be thinking about golf, if he is, you know. That's really interesting. Okay, so it could even be that, you know, because all the Waanjai have started talking about lucky to have your memories, he could be thinking about all those memories too. And then we have, wow, this is amazing. This card is also linked to Sagittarius, which is golf's western sign. Queen of Pentacles, nurturing, practical, providing financially, and a working parent. Again, we've had these cards in the past before. I think this one we had last was golf. Also a reading I did for Mew's mum had this card in regards to how she was feeling. And one you never saw though, don't go looking for it. And Queen of Pentacles, we had this card recently because Mew was in the theme of having kids or thinking about, you know, good parent. We had that reading earlier as well. So yeah, that's an interesting pair to come up for how he is currently feeling about golf, is it not? Okay, and we always get 3 cards, so let me just, please Goldie, can we have one more card? One more card, please. What else is Mew feeling towards golf right now? He's thinking back to all the happy times. He's thinking how happy he could be with him as a parent, perhaps, or even this could even be about golf's nurturing side towards him. You know, how he was always there, leaning his shoulder when he needed a cuddle. He was there. He did not flinch or move away. He was always ready for a hug, for hug therapy, things like that. So what else is Mew thinking about golf right now? What else is Mew Suppasit thinking about golf Kanawut right now, if at all? Please, Goldie. Can we have one more card, please? Pretty please. Oh, he's going to ask for another number. Hang on. Oh. Oh, yes, there it is. Okay. 959666. Okay, yep. Now, what else? What else is Mew Suppasit feeling about golf Kanawut, please? Whoop. Interesting. Okay, so I didn't really see that card. I don't know what it is. I was looking at the bottom and I didn't see it. Alright. If I need a clarification for this card though, I will pull that bottom card. So this is an Aquarius card, by chance, and this is the Six of Swords, which is about transition, change, leaving behind, releasing baggage, and moving on. So that's an interesting card to come up for Gulf as well. Because again, like all our other readings today, with the change, this inevitable change is upon us all, he's thinking about this inevitable change when it comes to Gulf as well, by the look of things. Let me just pull that card, as I said, from the bottom of the deck there. I don't know what it is, like I said, so let's see. Ah, okay, Queen of Swords. Now that's crazy. That's crazy, because the Queen of Swords is a Virgo card, guys. So if I were to say that this was to, clarify about this card, then the change, the transition, the leaving behind, the releasing baggage, and the moving on is related to Virgo. I can't make this stuff up, guys. I really can't. I know the cards are here and you probably didn't see me pull, but I promise you I pulled from the bottom of the deck. I didn't even know the card. I didn't know what it was. But yeah, and not just Virgo. This is crazy. This is Virgo and Libra. Do you see this, guys? Look. It's Virgo and Libra. So this is definitely about Tool. There is definitely a change coming in regards to Tool. And since the other two cards were so positive about Gulf, oh my god. Oh my god, this is the kind of reading that really makes you, like, you can't put all your hopes on a reading though, guys. I urge you not to, because things can change. Change is upon us, whatever that change is. But for the cards to be saying it's this clear, it's this black and white, I mean, for me, it's only confirming what I feel like I already know from all the readings I've seen, all the cards I've pulled in the past, etc. But for other people, this could be like shocking. So yeah, just, you know, I feel like I'm losing my breath here. Just err on the side of caution about, you know, believing it full-heartedly, that it's what I'm saying the cards are, because it could be something else. But just the fact, even no matter what's written on these cards, just the fact that you know, these were all pointing to Gulf with the Scorpio and Sagittarius. This was Aquarius, so this means that Mew is the one who is going to be transitioning, changing, leaving behind, releasing baggage, moving on. And then this card is a clarification. What is he moving on from? Libra and Virgo. Wow. And, yeah, also though, it could be that he's thinking about it, because the card itself says maybe. So, yeah, it's not a definite yes either. So just... Now, what does the Queen of Swords actually say after all that? Unbiased judgment, independent, clear boundaries, direct communication, clear-minded, perceptive. Direct communication, clear-minded, and perceptive. Those three things make me think that he's going to have a very serious talk with Tool about where they stand at the moment, about the future of their relationship, whether that be continuing to be a couple or being friends. This could also be pointing that he knows that Tool is quite perceptive, even if he doesn't let on, perhaps. And he knows that Mew is already kind of transitioning, moving away, etc. Or this could even be about, you know, Mew really trying to reason with Tool that he has to reunite with Gulf to release the baggage, for example. It could be something like that as well. Oh gosh, I'm so excited about doing more research on this, guys, to find out exactly what these cards could be saying, because yeah, that's wow. All right. So you saw those cards. We haven't got clarifiers yet. So let's get some clarifiers from our trusty little deck here. Now I'm just going to move these aside so you can see me with the cards. Alright, so what's this Four of Cups about, please, little deck? Is it really pointing to golf and the happy memories he has with golf? What's this Four of Cups about, please? Sorry, not Four of Cups, Six of Cups. Roman numerals. I'm not very good with them. Six of Cups. What's this Six of Cups about, please, little deck? Is it really about golf and happy memories? Okay, so we got the work card for that one. So he remembers all the good times he had with golf working. Okay. And what about this Queen of Pentacles? Nurturing parent, practical, providing financially. Is this about golf too, with the Sagittarius reference? Is he thinking about golf and how he could be a good parent with him in the future? What's this Queen of Pentacles about, please? What's this Queen of Pentacles about, please, little deck? Whoops. What's this Queen of Pentacles about? Notice you're all very quiet after all that excitement. Oh! Okay. So, looks like no matter what he thinks he himself is a good parent. I'm going to take that as. Or he could be thinking, because it's providing financially, it could even be that he is actually thinking Tool might be more able in that regard. Possibly. I don't think so, though. The minute I saw that man, I thought Mew. So I don't think it's Tool. Especially because this is Sagittarius. So, yeah, I don't think it's Tool. I also don't think it's golf, because, you know, we usually get golf as a female in all our readings with MewGulf. But if you want to think it could be golf, I mean, it is Ace of Hearts. One heart, one love. Yeah, could be. I need a clarifier for that, man. I need to clarify. What's this man card about, please, little deck? Really, the man card is not enough. We need a clarifier of who is this man exactly. Who is this man? Is it Mew? Is it Tool? Is it golf? Who is this man, please? If you can possibly tell me through another card. Who is this man that is supposedly very nurturing and a good parent and can provide for their family? Who is this man? A very family-oriented man, I suppose. Does sound like golf. But like I said, usually he gets the woman in these readings. So, oh, no, that didn't fall. So, what's this man card about, please, little deck? Please, please, please. What's this man about? Who is this man? And why did it come out for the Queen of Pentacles? Is it Queen of Pentacles? Yes, it is. What is this man card about, please, little deck? Please tell me. Please don't make me count. Alright, I'm going to start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was 8, wasn't it? We get Tower. So, oh, whoops. All the cards fell. All the cards fell. Man in Tower. I'm not sure, actually. That could be businessman. So it could be Tool, as I said. Or this could be pointing towards him being alone, isolated in his feelings, or his wanting to have children, perhaps. Yeah, I'm not sure. That hasn't really clarified it for me. I think I'm going to have to rely on later research for that one, guys. Alright, and moving on, what about this Queen of Swords? Is this possibly... Oh. Actually, no, we want this one first, don't we? So this is an Aquarius card. We know it's new. It's definitely new. Moving away or transitioning, changes upon him. Is this change really about tool? Since we got this for Virgo and Libra, is it really about tool, or is it about golf? Who is he thinking he has to make a change with, or who is he thinking he has to move on from? Honestly, after that Tower card, I don't know how I think I'm going to get a clarifying answer from this, but we'll see. Whoop. Woman. Okay, so that means the change is regarding the woman. Change is regarding the woman. So is it moving away? Let me get another clarifier. Is it moving away from this woman? Is that, or this feminine figure? Is Mew going to move away from this feminine figure? Or is he going to transition towards her, him, whoever they are? Fox. Very cautious about it. Possibly this means it's a secret. Yeah, I'm gonna say he's gonna be very careful about how he does it and who he tells. This could even be tarot saying, you know, you've got enough information, leave it alone for now and just wait and see what happens. I kind of get that vibe as well. Because yeah, once again we're wondering who's the man and who's the woman. So with the woman coming out for the card related to Virgo and Libra, that's really throwing me off, because I've always said it doesn't really feel like Tools is a woman in this dynamic. But if he is, then it's about change for them. If he's not, then it's about change for Golf. Yeah, so interesting guys, but like I said, I think I'm going to have to leave it to more research for that one. Yeah, okay. So that's how Mew is feeling about Golf right now. Oops. Oh. You know what? I just saw these two cards come out. I'll share them with you, since, you know, any extra cards would probably help right now. And I saw Whip and Sun. So this could be repeated patterns that bring happiness. Repeated patterns definitely makes me think of Golf. And since he was possibly being nostalgic about working with Golf in the past, then yeah, definitely he's possibly thinking that this change could be him reuniting with Golf, and how happy he could be after he reunites with Golf. So it could be that. Okay, let's put these cards away. In some inconspicuous manner, so nothing is fixed. Make sure they're all the right way. What did I just show you? Oh, let me have a look. Oh yeah, well, interesting. That card we had in last month's reading. So, and that was also what he was feeling towards golf. So that's pretty accurate actually. Yep. So this is the Seven of Pentacles. Long-term view, hard work, perseverance, diligence, sustainable results, and investment. He's thinking golf is worth investing in, or worth giving another try, supposedly. Alright, not going to get a clarify for that because that was just a random card reveal. Okay, now, as usual for golf, we are going to use the Van Gogh deck, which I have nicknamed Goey. This is now Goey. Okay, so Goey. How is Golf Kanawut feeling about Suppasit right now? If at all, please. Please tell us, how is Golf Kanawut feeling about Suppasit right now? Is he also feeling excited or emotional about Mew's new title to his single, Lucky to Have You? Is he being triggered to remember all the happy times that he had with Mew back then? Does he know what Mew's true intention is with that single, and is that making him feel a certain way? Or have they been in touch already and have already possibly come to a agreement about something? What's Golf Kanawut thinking about Suppasit right now, if at all? Please. Please, Goey. Please, Goey. Whoop. Two of Wands, okay. Two of Wands, and two more cards, please. What else is Golf Kanawut thinking about Suppasit right now? Four of Wands. That means he's thinking about it. And last one, Four of Wands is really interesting. That's like the wedding card, guys, which came out for Mew and Tool last month. Now Golf's thinking it. And what's the last card, please? Goey? Oh my goodness. That's three cards. I suppose I'll have to take them. Did not see that card, and I hope you didn't either. So we have King of Wands, the Magician, and Eight of Wands. Interesting. So let me try and remember this. So Two of Wands. Two of Wands is a decision. There's a decision to be made. If I remember correctly, the Two of Wands is about planning for a journey. Let me just get that. I don't want to falsely say anything, so let's just be by the book. Two of Wands. I know Eight of Wands is all about the, that's the air travel card because we've had it so often. I remember that one. But anyway, let's see. Two of Wands. Yes, it is the one, yeah. So, Two of Wands embodies foresight and the early stages of planning. It suggests a phase of progress where decisions pave the way for discovery and adventure. This card often signals the start of a journey or the expansion of horizons. Kind of the perfect card for a new beginning, isn't it? Definitely. And Four of Wands, like I said, it's known as the wedding card. The Four of Wands represents a time of joyous celebration and harmony. It signifies milestones like marriage or the establishment of a home, embodying community spirit and a sense of belonging, marking a festive homecoming. Oh, that's a nice sentence. Festive homecoming. That definitely makes me think about, you know, MewGulf coming home to Waanjai, definitely. And these three cards, oh, you guys can't even see this, can you? There you go. And these three cards, so let's start with the Eight of Wands. So, from memory, it can be air travel, it can be rapid movement. Yes, the Eight of Wands signifies a period of rapid progress and action. It heralds swift changes, urging quick decisions and immediate movement. This card often represents the manifestation of goals and possibly travel, especially by air. Okay, and together with the Magician, because these three came out together, so we've got to look at the full picture. So the Magician. The Magician signifies the realization of personal power and creativity. It embodies action and manifestation, highlighting self-confidence, willpower, and skill. This card symbolizes the clarity and focus necessary to turn visions into reality. Wow. So, rapid movement towards possibly a reunion with Mew. Definitely he's got the willpower for it. Feels he's got the means to do it. Yeah, and King of Wands. What's the King of Wands? King of Wands embodies leadership and vision, a natural leader and entrepreneur. He focuses on the big picture, skillfully overcoming challenges with maturity. His presence signifies a period of career advancement and the realization of goals. Now, this is all about what Golf is feeling of Mew right now, remember? So it could be that he thinks that Mew also is planning to reunite with him, or he already knows he's planning to reunite with them because they've already been in contact about it. This is, yeah, it could be that. And he thinks, you know, it's all happening really fast, but, you know, Mew is wise and clever enough. You know, he is a sort of magician himself to make it happen, to make it successful, and to sort of be a leader in this regard of the change that's about to happen, whatever that is. So that's interesting. Yeah. The only thing when I don't do it with the other deck is I don't get the signs or anything of these cards. And I can't remember them. And it's kind of bugging me. But you know what? It doesn't matter because when I do the research later, when it finally gets onto YouTube, I will share all that stuff with you anyway. So we'll find out in the future what these cards can also mean. Alright, so we have that, and now let's get some clarifiers. So what's this Two of Wands about, please, little deck? He's got a decision to make, or he's planning for the future. Is this Golf? Or is it both of them together? Have they been in contact and are planning for the future of their reunion? Or is it what he thinks Mew is doing right now without actually knowing? What's this Two of Wands about, please, little deck? Whoop. Trip, ship, journey. Planning for a journey. Interesting, because this card says just that, planning for a journey. So perhaps, like we said in earlier readings, the way of reuniting with each other, first and foremost through work, could be them going on a trip together somewhere. Maybe one of their travel vlogs will include golf. Who knows? What about this Four of Wands? What's this Four of Wands about, these little decks? So is Golf picturing himself with Mew being happy, possibly getting married one day, having a happy family, etc. with this Four of Wands? Or is he seeing Mew being happy already with his current life with the Four of Wands, and that he can somehow add to that when he reunites with him, something like that? Or is it possibly just that, the celebration? Does he know what a celebration will be when they reunite? Tree. Four of Wands is about tree. Grow as we go, guys. Four of Wands could be about remaining steadfast and strong and rooted in this relationship he has with Mew, possibly. And possibly, if you want to say it is including us, like the homecoming to us, possibly, it could be stabilizing that. It could be watering that tree, that relationship they have with us as fans as well. It could be that. And what about these three cards? The Eight of Wands, the Magician, and the King of Wands. What are these cards about, please, little deck? Would be great if you gave all three to me at once, but I'm not going to hold my breath about that. So what's this Eight of Wands about, please? This rapid movement. Is this about their reunion? Is it going to be a happy reunion? What's this Eight of Wands about, please, little deck? Oh, we have Bear. Okay, what about the Magician? We really need two more cards to tell us what these cards are about, little decks. So what's the Magician about? That didn't flip. What's the Magician about, please, little deck? Is this about Golf thinking that Mew is clever enough to handle things? Or is this about he himself being clever about things? How he goes about his reunion with Mew? Or how he keeps this connection alive between them? Whoa, okay, two cards there. We have Stork and Rider. So yeah, being clever and almost tricky, like, about this change. This could be tricky about, or Magician like about revealing the news, because Rider is like revealing news. Can you even see these cards, guys? Yes, you can. This could be about how they release the news or release the word to the world about their reunion, possibly. And what about the King of Wands? Whoa. Well, we got heart. There's definitely feelings in this matter. King of Wands. So this was about how he was feeling towards Mew, or what he was thinking about Mew. Eight of Wands. Rapid movement is coming, very strong, very big deal, because the bear is involved, sort of makes a big deal out of everything. Could also be pointing towards protective, being very protective of releasing information about it, and possibly even like being careful about revealing feelings, revealing how he could truly be feeling about this reunion as well at this stage. Could be something like that. Wow, okay. So after such a pick-me-up sort of reading for our couple, do you still want to know the full picture, Elizabeth? Mew told a fan today he is going to Japan, Gulf's second home. Wow. He was in China, wasn't he? So he's going to Japan. And Tool's not with him. Wow. But is Gulf in Japan? I suppose he might be. If I go back on the thing I said earlier about him wrapping up his Tokyo holiday project, he could very well be in Japan right now. I don't know. Interesting, guys. Interesting. Okay. Very interesting. We will wait and see, though. Alright, let me just pack these cards up. So yeah, do you guys still want to see what's happening on the other side after that really positive reading? Because you know what could happen. It could all be twisted. I mean, after we got that reading for how Mew and Gulf are feeling about each other, it doesn't really matter, in my opinion, what comes out for the other couple, because, well, for one thing, Tool could be unaware of what's going on still, or he could be aware, but be in denial about it, or still hoping that things work out in his favour. So, he could still have very happy cards, possibly, or he could have the opposite, and what I've been saying about there being constant conflict and arguments happening behind doors could still be happening. And Mew, well, we think he's clear in the mind now. If he's thinking about Gulf like that, I would think he's gaining a bit of clarity. But then again, with those mixed cards about the man and the woman, who was who, and the fact that Tool came out in his feelings about Gulf, he could still be confused. So, glutton for punishment. Well, yeah, I think, like you said, the full picture. We kind of need to see the full picture. Without knowing what's happening on the other side, we can only assume what's happening, can't we? So it's probably best I do check into the other side as well, I think. So let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Now, my favourite deck, my favourite Oracle deck anyway. Now this one I have decided to call Ombre because of the colours. So, Ombre? How is Suppasit feeling towards Gulf Kanawut right now, if at all? This is the deck that has the blanks, remember guys? There's 8 blanks. So if they're not feeling anything for each other, the blanks can come out as well. How is Suppasit Suppasit feeling towards Golf Kanawut right now, if at all? Please, Ombre. How is Suppasit feeling towards Golf Kanawut right now? With all the other cards in mind, I would think something positive, but I don't want to count my chickens before they're hatched, so to speak. Okay, so we got 2 cards. You're so beautiful inside and out. How sweet. And the other one, wow. Now that's, I don't think there's any truer words than this right now, because also in a lot of horoscopes, this has been mentioned. Like when looking at it from, let's say, Scorpio's viewpoint, or Sagittarius' viewpoint, or Golf's viewpoint, in other words, it's been saying, you know, be cautious. Be cautious before you jump in with both feet, you know. Like we said in here, possibly with this card, learn more before you make your final decision. And this card, we both still need more time to heal and grow from it. I think that's pretty accurate. Because we know for sure that Mew is not emotionally ready, that he has a lot of inner work to do yet. You know, just being, possibly just got over all that confusion, etc. Golf, on the other hand, well, I personally thought he was more close to the finish line, let's say, than Mew, because, you know, he was looking like he was starting to let go. But that message he sent last about it, that was almost longing. That almost gave the vibe of longing, like, I miss you, I want to talk to you, do you miss me, can you please reach out to me? That kind of vibe that we got from his last story kind of made me think, well, maybe he's not, because he's still kind of chasing. That's what that is, kind of. That's kind of chasing. So this card, which means, guys, that even if they do reunite, supposedly soon, if they're not both ready, then nothing much will come of it, at least at first. They both need to heal first. Specifically, Mew has to heal. Mew has to go deep within and heal his inner child before he is capable of successfully being in a relationship with anybody. And Tool could be hanging on to this too. If he knows this as well, he could be thinking he'll come back to him after he heals. But if Mew and Golf are the true destined couple, then it's not going to happen. And however long it takes, you know, when twin flames, if they are twin flames, both of them have to be ready. Both of them have to be ready. Both of them have to have awoken themselves, have realigned with themselves first before they realign with each other. So, interesting. All right, and let's get some clarifiers for these cards. You are so beautiful inside and out. This card, well, Golf is anyway, so we know that. But what is me thinking when he says this, when he has this card pulled, when he thinks about Golf right now? What's it? What did we get this card for when we asked how Mew is feeling about Golf currently? What does it mean? Can we get some clarification on this, please, Ivory? What an interesting card. Okay, now, first of all, I do not think either of them have each other blocked. But if they do, then we got unblock me. Unblock me. I miss you and want to connect. Please unblock me, literally or energetically, so we can speak. I have a lot to say. Wow. So, like I just mentioned with Golf feeling that way, and he had it in his lyrics of the background music of his last story. And now Mew is feeling this. Really kind of makes it even more ideal that that title of his new single was indeed almost like a welcome invitation to Gulf to come, you know, I'm lucky to have you in my life, please come back, let's talk, let's work together again, etc. But this card, now this card, what's this card about though, Ivory, in contrast to that one? What's this card about? They obviously know they need more time. So while they want this to happen, are they being mature about taking their time before this reunion? Is that what this card is about? What is this card about? That they both need more time to heal from this. Is it that Mew knows he can't just jump from one relationship to another? Because I've seen a lot of horoscopes saying that too. What's this card about? Whoa. I just said that, didn't I, guys? Now, I know this isn't true right now. Mew isn't single right now, but the I'm single card, which came out for this, what it says is, I'm single right now, I'm not attached to anyone, and not looking to get into a relationship at this time. This could either be what he's thinking Gulf is right now, or it could be what he's going to be, you know, after he's officially parted ways with the other. But the last line, not looking to get into a relationship at this time, that could really be tapping into this about how they both need more time to heal. So he's not ready to jump from one relationship to another with this in mind, and Gulf is not ready. Gulf is not ready for a relationship as yet. And this could be tied into other things we've mentioned in the past, such as his work. He's still got commitments to take care of. He may not be ready to say goodbye to financial opportunities and things he may be getting through his career if that's what is required for him to be with Mew. He may not be ready yet. Maybe he will be, but, you know, not yet, because he still has commitments to take care of. Or maybe, you know, Gulf has not just forgiven Mew for all this waiting. Maybe, you know, Gulf needs to warm up to Mew again, possibly even. Hard to say really exactly, but there's a lot of possibilities there, and for that to come out for that card just after what I said, that's very fitting. Very fitting indeed. And very twin flame like I said. Both of them need to be aligned with themselves first, and one of the ways they align themselves with themselves is by being single. You know, when you are part of a twin flame couple, you part ways and you grow and you advance and you live, you know, you keep living, but always with that sort of, you have open arms to your other half returning to you one day. You've always got an open mind when it comes to that. And in fact, when you first part, you might be the chaser or the runner. There's two. There's a chaser and a runner. The chaser will go after the other quite obviously. The runner will run from the other quite obviously, distracting, possibly going to third-party situations, etc. And then when you finally decide to choose yourself, it's basically you deciding to stay single, realign yourself, go deep within, and, you know, find the answers. becoming comfortable with yourself, loving yourself first, self-love, being single, happy being single, not being single because there's no one, not being single because you're lonely, but actually being happy to be single, which is something I think Gulf has been doing for a while, but I think Mew still has to do. Because I think there was always that longing in Mew that he wanted a companion, he wanted someone. He was lonely. He was lonely. He had trouble. He struggled with loneliness, sadly. And that could be, you know, tied to his mental battle as well, with burnout, etc. But, you know, he's ready now. If this all means what we've seen in the cards today, it means that after this karmic partnership is ended, which is the other, after he parts ways with that karmic cycle, when he puts an end to that karmic cycle, he's not going to just jump into another relationship. He's going to choose himself first. He's going to take time to go deep within, to heal, to really try and find the answers, end the conflict within himself, heal the inner child within himself before he even considers pursuing another relationship with a new person or with someone from the past like Gulf, or even Tull if he chooses to go back to Tull. But it all depends. He has to do the healing first, and to do that he has to be happy to be single for a while. So, yes, very fitting indeed. Alright, and what about Gulf? Let's see how Gulf is feeling. Put these cards back. How is Gulf Kanawut feeling towards me, Suppasit, right now, if at all? Ombre? How is Gulf Kanawut feeling towards me, Suppasit, right now, if at all? Does he think the same as Mew, that they need more time? Or is he more than willing and dying to reunite with Mew as soon as possible? How is Gulf feeling about me, Suppasit, right now? How is Gulf Kanawut feeling towards me, Suppasit, right now? Again, 2 cards come out just like that. Okay. Really feels like it was meant to be today, I tell you. Alright. Wow. Very fitting again. Okay, so the first card we got was, I would like to give this another chance. Very fitting. And then the other one, I sometimes struggle to express my feelings for you. Now we got this one from Mew last month in regards to Gulf. So that's interesting. Maybe they're mirroring each other again. Possibly he feels that Mew feels this, and he also feels the same now. Possibly. Okay, and let's get some clarifiers for those two. I would like to give this another chance. What is this about, Ivory? Is this about the long-awaited reunion between MewGulf? Is this about working together, or is this about something more personal? Okay, well I just said that's not... Oh! You know what, I saw the bottom card, so I'm going to pull that one out as well and put that one with that one. Okay, and I sometimes struggle to express my feelings for you. Let's get another card for that. So we'll just put those forward. I sometimes struggle to express my feelings for you. Is this him mirroring what Mew feels? Or is he himself also feeling this? He struggles to express how he really feels for him. Because I don't think he really struggled with that, showing that music in the last story, unless he struggles not to. Maybe he struggles not to show, not to express his feelings towards him. Maybe it could be something like that in the opposite direction. But come on, Ivory, tell me what is this struggling to show you my true feelings about, please? Struggling. I sometimes struggle to express my feelings for you. What is this card about, please, Ivory? What is this card about? May only need one more card from you today, you know. You served us well. What is this card about, please, Ivory? How is Golf Kanawut feeling towards me, Suppasit, right now regarding feeling he can't express himself? Okay. So the card that we got for this card, hang on, actually I should do the other two first, shouldn't I? So I would like to give this another chance. So for that card we got two cards, because I ended up pulling the bottom one as well that I managed that I happened to see. So the first card I pulled was Obsessed. Now this is why I said to myself, I just said that this wasn't really healthy. But this is like what I said, with Mew saying, you know, they both need more time to heal. Golf could still be in that chaser mindset, because this obsessed is kind of what chaser is like. Obsessed. I think I'm obsessed with you. I think about you all the time, stalk your socials and hope I run into you when I'm out. If that's how Golf truly feels about Mew right now, he may not be ready yet for their alignment, for their reunion as a twin flames. The other card that came out was My Dreams. I've been dreaming about you. In my dreams we are so free and in love. Wish I could stay there forever. Wow. So this really doesn't sound like he's truly let go yet. It doesn't. It doesn't sound like Golf has truly let go yet. He's still hanging on. He hasn't quite released and gone into that single sort of mindset yet. Even though he is single, but you know, he's clearly he's still hoping, manifesting and wishing for things with Mew. And the problem is in the twin flames that until both of you, in particular it depends on the divine feminine. If the divine feminine is still chasing, and hasn't actually chosen herself yet, then she's not going to be having that magnetic pull on the divine masculine, and it would still be the divine masculine feeling comfortable within what the dynamic already is, feeling comfortable that he still has that effect on the divine feminine, so to speak. Because when the divine feminine chooses herself and decides to let go, so to speak, that's when the masculine will be awoken. That's when they will start panicking, because suddenly that comfort that they were so used to is gone, and you know, they will be moved to go after it, just automatically, almost like a magnet drawn to their divine feminine. They will go after that true happiness that they desire to have again after they leave, after that feeling of being abandoned or left by their divine feminine. So yeah, I don't know, guys, maybe Golf really isn't ready. Maybe Golf really isn't ready yet with those two cards. And this one, I sometimes struggle to express my feelings for you. So for that one we got focused on money. I'm currently focusing on my career and finances. My main priority is financial stability. Now again, like we said, this could be him thinking about Mew. Because remember, this card came out when Mew was thinking about golf in the last reading. So this could be him mirroring what Mew thinks, but it could also be him thinking this is what Mew still thinks. And especially with this card, who's more focused on money right now? Who's more focused on career and finances and gaining financial stability? Now, personally, I would say it's Mew, but it could also be Golf. Golf could also be, you know, busy trying to stabilize his future finances behind the scenes, but either way, both of them struggle to express their true feelings because career and other things in their life are sort of taking the forefront right now. So, yeah, that could be what the story is with that card. I wonder if I should pull another one for that one. Focused on money. What's this focused on money about, Ivory? Can we get another card for that, please? Another clarifier for that card. This is about not being able to express true feelings to each other and being focused on money. What else is there? What else is there to say about this card, please, Ivory? How else is Golf Kanawut feeling towards Mew Suppasit about this not being able to express himself and being focused on money? What else is there? I'm sure there's something. What else is there? Please, Ivory, one more card. Whoop. Or two. Okay, alright, so we got two cards. Let's take them. So the first one is it true? I heard, excuse me, I heard you were dating someone. Is it true? Please tell me it isn't. This one again. Have my kids. I want to have a family with you. I know you'd be an amazing parent, and I dream of the day I can experience raising a family together. Okay, so that kind of ties into these two over here as well. Golf is still all hopes, all dreams that he can have a future with Mew. He's, is it true, this card, he's still, you know, thinking about what's going on with him and Tool, I suppose, with Mew and Tool. He's heard about the focus on money. He knows that Mew is focused on money right now. He also knows that Mew wants kids. So perhaps this is, like I said, maybe this is what he thinks Mew feels right now, because Mew can't be honest about how he truly feels, how he wants kids, and being focused on money doesn't allow him to make any headway towards him, at least not, it hasn't so far. But then again, this side, remember, I would like to give this another chance. He's still possibly not ready himself. So, who knows? Who knows? We'll see what happens, I guess. We'll see what happens. Alright, so that's it. Now, since you were all asking, do you want me to do an extra pull about Golf getting hate? Or I really don't think we need to, though, guys. I think, you know, Golf is always getting hate. Mew is always getting hate. Everybody is always getting hate. There's always haters. So I don't really think pulling cards on the matter would shed that much more light on it. Anyway, what have you all been saying? Let me see. Does Mew post himself kissing T to hurt Gulf or us? Honestly, I don't think it's either. I think it's just true content, you know. You have to remember that both Mew and Tool used to be part of a couple that their job was basically to feed the shippers, to, you know, portray themselves as a couple with this person and give them things to celebrate. So both of them know how to work the system, so to speak. It wouldn't be too hard, even if they don't feel that way about each other, to portray it, in other words. Yeah. I don't think, like, it could be very possible that, honestly, the kind of kisses that you're talking about, are they really even kisses? They're almost like just pecks. There's no feeling. They're very fleeting. They're over in seconds. And it's enough to keep the shippers happy because they've got rose-coloured glasses on. But for those of us and other people even who are not Waanjai who see it, they don't get all, you know, warm-hearted and oh, isn't that sweet? That's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. You know, they're not like that because it's nothing. It's not a big deal. It's really not anything to write home about. And it doesn't even look genuine. It kind of just, it always has this awkwardness to it. Cringy almost. And that's not just, you know, somebody who's not fond of the couple. It's just, it's what some people feel. So I don't think he does it to hurt Gulf, and I don't think he does it to hurt us either. I think it's more just to feed the shippers, to keep the new form of income coming in, so to speak. Losing hope in MG. Well, you know, Mew cheek kiss is not of showing an actual love, but more on contract love. Exactly. That's what I just said. It's really not. It's not true feelings coming out with those kisses. You can look at any kiss that he did towards Gulf, when they were acting or otherwise. Even when he's not, you know, like an air kiss even, had more feeling involved than that fleeting, just, you know, touch skin situation. Especially when it's coming from, they're miles away from each other. And they're just doing it for that one little second and then they move away quick before it lingers too long. You know what I mean? The cards truly show what the direction they are going in. They do, don't they? They do. The cards never match what we see and never predict correctly. I'm tired. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. Maybe you're looking at other readings. The thing is, when you listen to other people's readings, you have to remember that they're not Waanjai, so they may not see it from that point of view. Also, a lot of readers do it in a broad-minded manner, so they may say things that don't apply to the situation between Mew and Gulf or Mew and Tool, but they're not aware. They're not aware of the situation enough to know what could be and what couldn't be. That's why I kind of started this. This is, you know, you're getting the true idea of what could be going on because I'm a Waanjai. So I'm a little bit more informed than your usual reader on what could be happening. But I'm also not, you know, I'm not going to be biased and say that, you know, there's absolutely nothing there between the other two. I'm going to try and read it in a way that tells the truth, basically. So if a card comes out that doesn't agree with what you might say Waanjai idea is, or illusion is, I'll tell you. You know, I'll be honest about it. The cards that I have been seeing are all saying the same thing. We're not always going to see this played out because they will never do it in public eyes. But what is shown is the truth. Yeah. And what is shown is the photos. Yes, also the photos. I mean, it's hard to deny that all those times that Mew was looking tired, worn out, etc., cause us concern. And it's interesting, like, how their closest times, Mew and Tull, is always in front of the camera. Always in front of the camera. And I don't mean that, you know, in a way that, well, that can't be proven because nobody sees them without a camera. No, I mean, like, when people catch them unawares, you know, candid camera moments, they're not happy. In candid camera moments in the past, they've looked very sullen, very just not close at all, and very contradictory to the story they have been telling. So there's that. But still, you know, we just got to wait and see what happens. After all those cards that came out for us today, I'm just like, wow. I think I'm even more sure of what's to come now in the future, because they were pretty black and white, those cards. It's all going around the theme of big changes are coming, and decisions have to be made, revolving around a man in Golf's case, and revolving around a woman in Mew's case. Or not a woman, but a feminine person, or his divine feminine to be exact. And in Mew and Tull's case, well, you saw the cards. Mew is thinking straight off cut, and Tull is thinking how he's going to cope afterwards, more or less. So, also, you know, with the new title of the single, we have to wait and see what that is. We still don't know what that's about. Maybe it is about, you know, maybe it is about Tull, but it's not a happy song. Maybe it's, like I said before, maybe it's about the time they did have together, but moving on, because the flowers have wilted. Or if it is something else entirely, maybe just the fact that it caused such a big commotion and draw to memories of him and Golf, maybe that's going to be enough to push Tull over the edge. Or push them over the edge, because obviously, you know, he'll be upset and they'll communicate about it, possibly. Or if they don't communicate about it, it could be because they haven't opened up to each other about the MewGulf matter, as we said earlier. So, you know, whatever happens, though, it doesn't look like it's going to stay. It could even be that they agree to part ways temporarily for Mew to heal. It could be something like that, because, like I said, it is possible that Mew may still choose Tull in the end. We don't know. It depends how he heals. It depends what he thinks. It depends how Golf reacts to whatever Mew happens to do that involves him. Will you leave if he gets married to him? What do you mean leave? Stop being a Waanjai? Never. I'm a Waanjai for life. If he gets married to Tull, then I'll end up probably just, you know, focusing on the memories. I'll still look at how everything is possible, sync, Waanjai universe, all that, but I will probably end up just looking at the memories, focusing on the memories like I used to. Alright guys, well, I have to go now. I'm being cut off Bye-bye.